Hello, I'm Average Joe, and welcome to me building a new workshop in Minecraft. We are currently on 19W07A, and I am in a hallway. A much smaller hallway than is normal for the spaceship, and that is because this is actually the living quarters room. I decided to start building that. Each room is going to be 3 blocks high, 9 blocks back, and 5 blocks across. And there's going to be a little gap in the floor and ceiling of these for any redstone that might need to be done. I don't think there will be any redstone that needs to be done, which is good because that means I don't have to run a redstone line to this room. And that is good because of what we built last time. Last time we built this, which I'm not entirely sure what to call it. I kind of want to call it fuse box, even though I'm pretty sure that's not what a fuse box does. Pretty much, this will send a pulse to the battery and drain it once for every item that's in use. Yeah. It basically solves the problem of draining the battery faster depending on what is active. But it's really big, and there's a lot of lines coming in. And it's directly under the shuttle bay, which means we might not be able to do shuttles. I'm hoping we'll still be able to, but it's going to start getting tight in here. Anyways, I've added a floor to the bottom here so that it is easier to get around this place in survival mode, which is the idea eventually. Upstairs might be a bit trickier. Don't know what I'm going to do for that. Probably something. Might have to slab this as well, just because mobs keep spawning down here. Tried putting lights on posts at the edge of each room. Didn't help much. Mobs still spawn down here. But, yeah. The floor itself took me a really long time, and this is the actual bottom of the ship. So anything else can't be too far out this way, too far out that way, or that way, or that way, and can't go any lower than here. So this is also pretty much a guide for all the redstone right now. Anyways, what I wanted to do today was build the living quarters. Still don't know if there's going to be any redstone for this. All I know is that the door at the bottom requires power because it's part of the door subsystem. But the doors in here aren't going to require power. They're not powered doors. I'm thinking of having something to turn the lights on and off. Not sure if that's going to be in the floor or if that's going to be in the roof. Probably the floor, so I can build something down there. Or I might just leave the lights alone so that we don't have to run any power to here. Because if we do, we gotta run it down to that monstrosity at the bottom. But we'll see. First things first, I actually have to build the rooms. I'm gonna leave the floor out so I can get to the thing in here. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Rooms are built. Got some unwanted house guests. I have decided I'm just going to leave the lights on. I don't want to deal with the on-off thing because I remember last time I tried that there were bugs. And also I decided that lights are not going to be affected by the power. So there probably won't be any power going to these rooms or going to the living quarters. Which I guess is good, unless you count the door, but the door is taken care of on its own. The only real issue might be if the power goes out and the elevator's at the top, there's no way to get it to the bottom. But that's an issue for another day, I suppose. Right now, I'm just going to fill the bottoms in on these, put some lanterns into the top, or at least here. Do it the same way everywhere. And I gotta do beds and stuff, so that's the thing. We can have each inhabitant of the ship deal with this deal with how they want to decorate the room on their own time. So yeah, I'll just put in the lights, I guess. You can hear spiders too, right? I can't be the only one that hears spiders. Right, so there's 12 rooms here. I'm not going to decorate all of them, I'm just going to decorate my own, which I think is going to be this one. If we get more crew, we can always decorate the rest of them. But yeah, that's it for the living quarters. Probably have to do something else after this. Probably not much footage. Well, I could probably just decorate my room. Not sure what I want to put in here. Probably a blue bed like I usually do. Maybe some carpets. I do like carpet. I'm probably just gonna make everything blue now that I think about it. Right, so all I've did since the last one is put a light blue chair in. It's getting kind of late, so I think I'm going to stop recording now. I'll pick it up tomorrow, and by then maybe I'll have some other ideas for things to do in the workshop. Alright, welcome back. It has been about a day for me. Haven't really done much new with my room, and I think I'm gonna leave it like this. I kinda like it this way. May put a painting on the wall, just for something to look at when I'm sitting down and don't have a book to read. But yeah, one thing I did while we were away was light up in here because there was a bunch of mobs spawning and stuff. I've also put a room over here because I'm not entirely sure if I want to do the transporter today, and I think I will do the transporter regardless. So that's something we're going to need to hook up to the power supply, but first we actually need to build it. So the first thing I wanted to do was test something really quick. I want to see if I can power a observer, or power a hopper by powering an observer on the other side of a wall. So that's the first thing we're going to do. So let's see. Alright, perfect. That is perfect. Right, so if you remember my workshop in my other workshop, the way you put in where you want to go was 3 repeaters, and it would detect which position each one was in. So it was 4 positions times 4 positions times 4 positions, which is 16 times 4. 64 different places it could go. This time we have 12 inputs rather than 3, each one with 2 states. So it's 2 to the 12th power, which is 2 to the 12th power is... Well, that can't be right. That's way too many. I would never use that many spaces. Let me get my markers, do this on a whiteboard really quick. So, the total amount of options we have is 4,096 different places we could teleport to if we managed to get all of that together. Well, for a start, I don't think we're going to have space for 4,096 different places, because we can only do redstone out to here if we do it that way. And even then, there needs to be a bit of redstone out this way or that way. But you know what? I think we'll go with it. Sure. Alright. Well, I'm gonna be honest, I was a little concerned that there might be some overlap with the pistons and everything, but nope. They work just fine. I'm gonna be honest, I should have expected this to work. I don't know why I didn't. I'm still surprised that it worked, nonetheless. So that is those done. If you also remember, in the other you know what? These might actually have to be one block higher up. There. Should also probably double check that it still works. Yep. Okay. So where was I? Ah, yes. If you remember the other world, then you probably remember that I had a little mechanism to keep the doors, which were basically the teleporter, from working when to keep the teleporter from how do I put this? I had a way to keep the teleporter from working if the door was shut. So we're going to be doing essentially the same thing, except with a power line rather than a whatever I did in the last one. I don't actually remember. Oh well, not important. Do these need to be replaced by slabs? Probably not. Let me just double check, because it could be really annoying if they do. Nah, there's just going to be a whole ton of lag. Well, to be honest, this entire map is probably going to be a lot of lag once it's done. Anywho, first things first. Copying all of this down by one. You should not be that. Sometimes I forget how this whole thing works. Okay, so that light will turn on if and only if this lever is the only lever out of these 12 that is down. Also, if and only if the pistons are down as well. Right, so if we were to hit another switch, like, say, this one. Oh man, I can feel some chugging going on here. Then yeah, that one turns off because that block is out, pushing a signal into here, powering this redstone, powering that, powering all of that, making the light turn off. So flipping it back up means that only this one is powered, turning that torch off, making sure all of this redstone is off because none of these are being lit, and turning this light on. And we need to do this 4,095 more times. Or we can just add new combinations as we need. It's probably going to be a bit of a binary-like thing. I'm just gonna undo that. So like, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, this is 8, etc, etc, etc. If you don't know what binary is, look it up. It's a good thing to know, I guess. I don't know. If you don't do programming, you really don't need to know it. Only reason I know it is because I used to do programming for things. And you know, this might kind of be considered programming, but who cares? Right. Well, I was working on the transporter and, you know, trying to get the design banged out. And yeah, I feel like I'm not sure how I feel about this. Isn't he only supposed to have one llama? Alright, friend. Do I have to unlock trades with you? Are you our first passenger before we're even completely built? Are we only allowed to trade once? No. Okay. So shift clicking locks the trades on this guy. And then we can't trade with him anymore. How long are you gonna be around here, friend? Because if I just made you essentially useless, I should probably get rid of you and your friends here. Right. Okay, well, I finished the transporter, zombie. I finished the transporter design. I kind of like it. I think this is a good design. Just need to actually hook it up now. There's two things need to do. One button will instantly teleport something if it's standing in there. The other button is going to give a delay and teleport something so that I don't have to be standing in there so that I don't have to be here and in there to teleport myself and things. So yeah, I think this is probably just going to require a regular AND gate. So, whoops, didn't mean to go that far. So, I just grab some wool here and some redstone. I have no idea what I'm doing. Awesome. I'm gonna need a minute. I didn't actually think of how to put this together. Okay, so when you step on that pressure plate up there, it'll power this and send a power signal into this half of this AND gate. Next, we need to take a signal from these two buttons here, extend one indefinitely, or maybe not indefinitely, but for a rather long period of time, and make one just be a pulse. And then we should have our buttons. It is getting awfully cramped in here. I am not entirely sure how I am going to do this. Well, here's an idea. We can move this. I fell down. We can move that to this side. That way we can okay. Oh, I got it. Maybe. We just need to take the pistons, place them in this position, like so. Power them, or put a block here. Run this line along the side. Then that should do it. So yes, no power goes into that as long as the pistons are pushing that. And if we bring them up, it will work perfectly. Okay. Granted, it's horribly laggy, but that gives us enough room to do stuff, which is exactly what we wanted. We can take a, where are you getting power from? Okay. We need to run wool along here so that these two aren't connecting. But we can take this, run it together with a repeater. Maybe use the actual color for the circuit. Another repeater. This. Maybe bring it off to the side so we don't have to worry about quasi-connectivity. Because those are going to be command blocks. I don't know how they react to that kind of thing. Then hopefully that's not in the way of a circuit here. No, it's not. It's on a gap. And just to be sure that there are no problems here, we can do that. And I'm just going to test this out really quick, because I don't feel like counting. But yeah, I think that's it for today. Crazy stuff, crazy stuff. What are you guys spitting at? Is there a zombie? You guys have leads? Guys, the invisible villager has leads attached to the llamas. That's how he pulls them around, and it broke. I don't see the invisible villager. I also don't see what these guys were attacking. Did they kill it? Where? Right. Sorry, lots just happened. I'll see you next time. I'm gonna try and figure out just what the flub is going on here. More than a little confused. Y'all have a good day, take care of yourselves, do better than I do, actually get some sleep. Bye, I guess. Yeah, no. That villager is completely gone. He left his llamas. Where is it? Probably in tools. Well, no idea what I'm gonna do with you guys.